showcasing inspirational happenings, notes of interest, and upcoming events in the Seventh-day Adventist Church in the Bahamas, the Cayman Islands, and the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Hello everyone, welcome. You're watching Voices. Voices is a program of the Communication Department of the Atlantic Caribbean Union. I'm delighted that you've joined us, and on behalf of Seventh-day Adventists everywhere, especially in our territory, which includes the Cayman Islands Conference, it also includes the North Bahamas Conference, and the Turks and Caicos Mission, and of course, the South Bahamas Conference. We welcome you to our program today, and we continue a program that we started last time when we talked about mothers. And this is the second in that series, and we're delighted to have a single mother with us today, and her name is Sister Phillis Greene. We're delighted and we welcome you, Phyllis.
Thank you.
It's a joy to have you, and we just want to ask you to begin by just sharing with us and introducing yourself to our viewing audience. Tell us a little bit about Phillis Greene, please.
Well, I was born in New Bight, Cat Island, and I am a mother of 3 beautiful daughters.
Okay.
And I attend the Hillview Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Okay. So, Sister Phyllis, you were born in Cat Island, the land where, is it where Christopher Columbus discovered?
Definitely, yes.
Okay. All right. And your mom, she lives there?
Yes, my mother still lives in Cat Island.
Okay.
She lives in New Bight, Cat Island, in a settlement called Dowds.
Okay. I've not heard of that one.
Yeah, she still lives in New Bight, Cat Island.
And she's doing well?
She's doing extremely well.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
She works the fields, drives herself around. Yes, she's doing good.
Wow. We want to say happy belated Mother's Day to her also.
Yes.
And we say the same thing to you.
Thank you very
All
much.
right. As a single mom, you have these 3 girls. What age range, I would ask, and then tell us their names, please.
Well, the oldest one is Nadia. Her age, she is between 30 and 35, and Nicole is between 25 and 30, and Natal is between 20 and 25.
Okay.
And Nadia is a teacher, Spanish teacher, and counselor at Bahamas Academy Secondary. All of the girls graduated from Bahamas Academy, and Nadia graduated from Monte Morelos in Mexico. She went there for 5 years, and recently she also was able to obtain her master's degree from Walden's University.
Okay.
And Nicole, she serves as a manager at the Royal Bank of Canada. And Natala, she is still in school. She's studying to be a teacher at Northern Caribbean University.
Wow. Phyllis, you've done very well.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. To have your 3 girls.
Yes.
Okay.
3 girls.
They're precious. 3 girls, and just to have them doing so well as well, it's a tribute to yourself and to all who contributed to them being as they are.
Yes.
As a single parent, I know it wasn't easy, hey?
No, it was not.
All right. Sometimes you have to go on your knees and just pray and ask God to direct, isn't that so?
Yes, so that is correct.
Okay. And as you look at all of how God has been with you and brought you, what are some of the points that you would give to single mothers particularly? And of course you've got some single parents, single fathers, but particularly single mothers. What kind of advice would you give them today?
The advice that I would give to single mothers today is to spend as much time with their children as they possibly could. I know we can always find someone to babysit the children, but for me, I realized that there were some things that you had to give up. There was one point I was enrolled in night classes, and my oldest daughter, she did not do as well in school as I thought she should have. And when I spoke to her about that, she said to me, well, Mommy, that's because she assists with the younger ones while I go to night class. So immediately I stopped going to night school and made a decision to just be there with them and take care of them.
Okay. Sister Phyllis, you've got these three beautiful girls. I suspect all of them are different in their own way. I believe that there have been times when you've not seen eye to eye. How do you describe that? What are your coping mechanisms for that?
Well, we would just discuss or talk about things. I know that may sound cliche, but it is the truth. We talk about a lot of things that go on, and they are really different right down to their taste in clothes, music, what they watch on television. They're really different in many ways.
Okay. Let me ask you about you as you relate as the single parent. You work with students right now?
Yes, I do.
Where do you work?
I work at Bahamas Academy Secondary as an administrative assistant.
Okay, wow. And that means that you're interacting with students, teachers, everybody
Yes.
all day.
Yes.
Do you have any idea about how many students are at Bahamas Academy?
If you include both divisions, it's little less than 1,000. It's less than 1,000. But at the secondary school where I work, it's over 400.
And do you find time to personally engage in your own devotionals and then with your family also?
Yes, yes. I do have my own personal devotions. And of course, you need that at school also. So I try to make it a practice. It doesn't happen all the time. But once I get to work, sit down and have a prayer, invite God's presence, and then you continue on. And also in my personal devotions also. Something that I do is every day I get off from work, before I go home and get into anything else, I put my bags down and just thank God for keeping me during the day at school.
Okay. And then you have to face your children.
Yes.
All right. And you've mentioned that one is married.
Yes.
So that means that you've got the oversight of two in a more definite and specific way.
Yes.
Right? Do you get a chance from time to time to probably just have devotions with them?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I call, me and Natalia, the one that's in college,
All right.
we Skype a lot. And I would pray with her, and when she has her challenges there, she would call also and ask me to remember her in prayer, or if any one of her friends are going through something, she won't mention what it is, but she'll just give me the name and ask me to remember them in prayer.
Good.
And yes, I also pray with Nicole at home.
Beautiful. I commend you as a single mother. As a single mother, then, it means that you are drawn, and God looks out for single mothers.
Yes, he does.
All right.
I'm sure of that.
Okay. I believe that you've had these experiences that makes you know that you are special in his sight.
Yes. I truly believe that, because I do realize that it's not because of any good that I have done. It's simply because of God's grace and his mercy. Just the fact that I was able to educate those girls, all of them went through private schools from grade 1 straight to high school. So God was truly present, and he gave me the strength and blessed me with finances to do the things that I needed also. And he also placed good friends and other individuals in my life that would lend support to me.
Okay. Like that, do you have a foundational Bible text, something that holds you when you think that maybe you want to give up sometimes? Is there a passage of scripture?
Yes, my favorite Bible text is Isaiah 26 and verse 3. It says, "Thou would keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on him, because he trusts in him." And the reason why that's my favorite text is because I tend to worry a lot. So when I repeat that text, it brings me calm, and it sort of brings me comfort, and shortly after repeating it, you find yourself worrying again. So I was really pleased when I found that.
Okay, so to all those single mothers and to everyone out there, we're just saying, remember this passage of scripture. What does it say again?
Thou will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on him, because we trust in God.
All right. Thank you so much, Sister Phyllis. We're going to take a little break here. We'll be back in just a moment. You've been watching Voices, and it's a joy to have you with us. Thank you so much for tuning in and viewing Voices, which is a program of the Communication Department of the Atlantic Caribbean Union, and that's of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And we are here today with our special guest, Ms. Phillis Greene, and she is a single mother. And this is the second part of a program where we have featured the mothers, and we're delighted and we want to thank God for all the mothers. And we just want to ask Sister Phyllis, as we begin this second half, you think about the children of single mothers. It seems to me they need a little extra because of the inherent challenges. What advice would you give to people when they're dealing with children of single parents?
Well, my advice would be to be patient and to ask questions, maybe not all times from the children, but if you can speak with the parents, and not to give them names.
Okay.
You know, in some cases, persons may know the children's father, or you may say to them that you're going to be just like your pa. Or some people call them bastards.
Okay.
You know, so I would say not to call them names, and not because they are from a single home, that means that they're not children of God. You know, so they too are children of God. So I would prefer for everyone to treat them equal.
Okay. What about the church? Can the church help that single parent, and has the church helped you in terms of whether it's financial or just emotional or whatever it is, being there? What would you say?
For me, my church has definitely helped me. Honestly, I don't think that I could have done it without my church. My church has assisted me in many ways, financially and with good support. You know, I was encouraged to have the children in choir practice. You know, let them join the choir from little children. They were in the choir from like age 3, and they went all the way up to the youth choir. And also at our church, we have the Pathfinder Club. They were also enrolled at the Pathfinder Club from they were toddlers. You know, so the church has definitely played a vital role in their rearing and our relationship.
Okay. You get to see your children are now, they're out of their teens. How does it feel just to see your children grown, so to speak, you know, after all the struggles, after all the parenting that you've come through from their birth, you know? How does it feel as a single parent?
It feels awesome. But for me, sometimes I feel like being that the girls are all grown up, when they have their things to do, then it's like whatever mommy has planned is secondary, you know, and it's not like the first thing that they would choose to do in some cases. And when they have to go, when they all go out, it's like I'm there alone. And when I think about it, life on the whole, I would never ever imagine that it would have gotten to this point.
Okay.
But God is good.
He certainly is.
Yes, He is.
Sister Phyllis, there may be some folk who watch this program today and say, wow, she's done well as a single mother. Why can't I do the same thing? Why can't I even try to be a single mother? What advice would you give to the person who may be out there and wanting to make that decision to possibly be a single mother?
My advice to that person would be to seek counsel, because I would never ever advise any individual, male nor female, to be a single parent. The life of a single parent, from what I have experienced, has been extremely hard. There were times when I was working 3 jobs. 3 jobs. I worked from 8 to 4, from 4 to sometime 4 o'clock in the morning, and then go back to work for 8 again.
Wow.
You know, and there was a time I had a side job. I went to work from 4 a.m. in the morning to like 7:30, and then I went to my 8 o'clock job. But the life of a single parent is extremely difficult, so I would not advise anyone to not just think for a moment. It may seem like everything is together with me sitting here and talking about it now, but it also brings a lot of stress mental and physical on the body. And I don't think anyone is deserving of that, so I would not recommend that.
I hear what you're saying. There's also a biblical injunction against that, eh?
Yes,
Wow.
definitely, definitely. And I truly believe that that is the reason why the challenges of single parents are so great. That's because we go against the will of God for our lives.
Okay. So it doesn't mean that God isn't able to bring good out of every situation. He certainly does. He's brought good out of your situation.
Yes, he
isn't that
truly
so?
has, yes.
Yeah. But we want your message is that we ought to stick to God's way.
Yes.
Stick to the Bible's plan, and God will work it as best as He possibly can.
Yes, he certainly would in his own time.
In His own time.
Yes.
Wow. And so to those single parents, or to those who may be contemplating, I should say, to those who may be contemplating, we're united in the fact that you can't go wrong when you do what God asks you to do.
Yes.
You know, we have to put God first, and God has a way of working it through. Sometimes the enemy does deceive, and he may never show us the end result, or he may show us a beautiful end result and never realize that from point A to that point, it is grace and mercy straight through. It is grace and mercy. So we give thanks for that. And as you deal with these challenges and the not so fond experiences, can you tell us some experience that you may have had, even as a single parent, that can help somebody out there watching this program also today?
Well, one experience I can remember, one of my daughters were told that she was going to be just like me. In having children, also out of wedlock.
Wow.
So what I gathered from that, and when she mentioned that to me, she was really sad because she believed that that would have been her faith, and that was not something that she wanted for her life. I advised her, I told her, look, Mommy chose to be a part of statistics in a negative sense. You can choose to be a part of statistics in a positive choice.
Okay.
Because we are born out of wedlock, that doesn't mean that the children that we have are going to follow the same thing.
You're right. So that when you think about that single parent out there now, so we've talked about the children, also the single parent, we want to share with them, no matter what mistakes they've made, if they trust God, if they turn to God,
Yes.
He is able to work as He did with you.
Yes,
you
definitely.
know? And
yes.
we want them to be aware of that also. But you said that one of your daughters was told that they were not going to be, or they were going to be just like their mother. Wow, that must have hurt.
Yes, trust me, it hurt her deeply, and she still remembers that today. But after speaking with her, I really had to bring it home, you know, and gave her good counsel, and she's doing well today. Praise the Lord.
That's it. That's it. You also, and I wanted to be able to just touch with this for a moment. You said that sometimes we make the choice to be a part of a negative statistic. Okay?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And then as a result of that, things happen.
Yes.
You know? And in those things happening, people may get the impression that they are doing right, or they're doing something just because everybody else is doing it. Hey.
Yes.
All right.
And you know, in reference to being impacting statistics in a negative way, I also told her that even though I was a part of statistics in a negative way by having children out of wedlock, I made up in my mind that I was going to impact statistics in a positive way. And that way was to put your children first.
That's right.
And to do the best that I possibly could as a mother. And God has strengthened me. He has kept me. And as I followed His leading and His guiding, He has truly blessed.
And God does that. Phyllis, it was Solomon who looked out and said, vanity of vanity. He says all is vanity and vexation of the spirit. I know some of the brothers look at that and say, man, Solomon must have been a crazy man. They would love to have what he had, you know, and I don't think they would think that they would call it vanity. What does that say to you?
Well, Pastor Clark, What I can say to that is, as you look back, it's like a moment of pleasure for 18 plus years of challenges physically, mentally, and socially. The bottom line is not to even get yourself in that. You know, folks say the grass looks green on the other side, and someone else said, also the water bill is higher. Yeah, so you can't just look at it for what it's worth right then and there.
Right.
Because even myself, a lot of people say, as you said at the beginning of the program, you've done well. Okay, all they see is the well, but now what happened in between there, no one sees.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Wow. That is so powerful, and I just want to say thank you again for sharing your story. And in case there may be somebody out there who may have considered giving up, I just want you to take a moment again and just share with them why they should not give up.
One should not give up, because as your children grow, and when I look at what the girls are today, I am thankful to God that I did not give up. You are, as a single parent, even a parent with children, with two parents in the home, you're going to have the times when you don't have anything to eat. You're going to have the times when you can't pay those school fees. You're going to have the times when you can't make your utility bills. But if we continue to trust in God, He is going to see us through regardless of the situation. Matthew tells us that God cares for us much more than He cares for the birds of the air and the lilies of the field. We are His crowning creation. And I know that He would take care of each and every one of those children and their parents.
Thank you so much, Sister Phyllis. I really appreciate you being with us. We remind everyone out there that, you know, as you've indicated, even when you're in a two-parent situation, you still have your challenges.
It's there.
You've got to still trust God, isn't that so?
Yes.
You've got to trust in God. In addition to that, you've got those single parents out there. There are ways and means. The church is available to help you. The government has some programs. And if you can find some adult, matured individual that you can call on, because there are some things we should not have to go through alone. We must bear one another's burdens, and then we cast all of our cares upon Jesus because He cared for us. This has been a program that has touched somebody, I sense and feel, because what we've been dealing with, as Sister Phyllis has talked, is something that's so real and powerful and almost in your face because we see it so often. I just want you to know that you ought to never give up on Jesus Christ. So you've been watching Voices. We've talked about mothers. Motherhood is so special. It is that closest tie in relationship, and that's the kind of relationship that Jesus wants to have with you and with me. On behalf of the team here, which includes Dr. Cheryl Rule, our director, and Brother John Garcia, we want to thank you for joining us, and we thank our special guest, Sister Phillis Greene, and we just salute the mothers and pray your strength in the Lord.